A raft of wandering otters. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I added this intro on later because I didn't have the intro that I wanted on the video that you're about to see. So in today's video, Paul and I continue our discussion of COVID conspiracy theories. I also actually have file footage of actual Russian spies that you'll want to see. Then we go to just continue an ordinary drive-through of Moss Landing and the area up through Castroville or by Castroville. And then we do a little surprise visit to Marina State Beach. I didn't think Paul would go there because of the chance of seeing people in face masks, but it turned out okay. And again, this is all good stuff because Paul, as a rule, does not want to be around face mask and has kind of isolated himself in the house and refused to go out at all. I mean, even into our backyard a lot of times. But this was a real treat and breakthrough among a couple of bright spots over the past 2 weeks or so. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. Come see what we see. Raft of wandering otters. Thank you for joining us. So the framing theory, our third sub-theory, all under the umbrella of the Chinese lab theory, that this all started in a Chinese research lab. The third theory is the framing theory, and that some outside entity, or possibly inside, but some entity or entities wanted to frame the Chinese government. Oh, look at that's like bulgy, or yeah, look at.
Where?
Well, back there, it was like a mobile truck doing produce. Okay, let me finish my thought, and then I'll explain who and what bulgy is. But somebody wanted to frame the Chinese government and make them look bad for whatever reason that they might have. So one perpetual antagonist of China is Russia. Perpetual antagonist of China is Russia. So that's always a possibility. And by the way, if you're Chinese or you're Russian, this is not to offend you. This is just our theory, and we're trying to be objective about it. We're trying to think like a secret or intelligence agents would, and try to figure out what's behind this. And sometimes you have to ask the hard questions or consider some really hard choices. All right, and then so that's our three sub-theories. Now, what we're looking for is we're going to look for evidence that supports those. And this is one thing that, we're trying to learn, Paul and I are trying to learn, is that you need to have solid evidence before you make accusations. I mean, Paul was throwing around all kinds of hate and anger and accusations against all kinds of different people for no good reason other than it just seemed like something could be true. So what we're doing is we are backtracking and trying to use solid scientific methodology to try to see if we can come up with what might be you may need to duck here a few times.
Where?
Here. I'll tell you where.
Just put it on now?
Oh, I see the Rachel Carson must be out to sea. Yeah, you can. Although I'm not seeing any right now. What I'm scanning for are dukes. Okay, now I guess now would be a good time to explain bulgy. Bulgy is
a double-decker bus.
A double-decker bus on Thomas the Tank Engine, and he he was very rude, so they ended up kind of giving him a punishment, and they made him into a hen house. So this is a double-decker bus, and then he got punished by being made into a hen house. Once he had atoned for his sins and had a better attitude, they put him back on the road, but the hens didn't know that he was a working bus anymore, and they still thought he was his hen house. So unbeknownst to Bulgy, the hens climbed in and were roosting inside of him again. And this scared all the guests that were on the bus people riding the bus. So anyway, long story short, it was kind of difficult to make Bulgy a regular bus again. So what eventually happened is they went ahead and made Bulgy a mobile fruit stand, and there was one right outside here, Moss Landing. Just so you know, this the permanent fruit stand up here on Moss Landing. Nope, don't look. The permanent fruit stand is going to be closed and demolished because it's going to be make way for a road widening here on Highway 1. So that's the story of Bulgy, and that's the story of the mobile fruit and vegetable stand I saw. All right, so now what I'm keeping an eye out here for is anybody that might be wearing a face mask, because that really upsets Paul. And so one of the ways that we've learned to cope is to just avoid seeing them. And you can't always do it, but so far we're doing pretty good. Paul, I think we're past the worst. I don't think we're going to see one now. You ready to go home, or you want to drive some more?
Drive some more.
Fair enough. Okay. But this is an important outing for Paul, and one of the few times, well, like I say, he hasn't been for a drive probably in 4 weeks. There we go. Sea otter crossing, 15 miles an hour. Apparently, more than one otter. This is it. This really is a crossing point for the otters, because there's two bodies of water on either side of this, and apparently some otters have been hit crossing here, so that's why they put the big speed hump and the 15-mile-an-hour sign. Not that everybody observes it.
They might even go too fast.
Well, I think they do. Do you? Do you like recognizers? We're talking about recognizers on the movie Tron. You know anything about it, you know they aren't a good thing. Yet Paul will ask me, do you like them? Do you like recognizers? No, I don't. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our little random potpourri of thought and adventure. Hope everybody's staying safe, and I hope to see you in the next one. What do you say, Paul?
for that.
Thank goodness for that. Absolutely. Thank goodness for what, though?
That I'm not going to roll you down the hill like a donut.
Yeah, Paul was threatening to roll me down the hill like a donut. I'm not really sure what that would look like. But I am pretty round.
You said?
I am pretty round. I'm working on it, though. I am losing weight.
I'm round too.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at that. So now the double messages are even harder to decipher. This is a state beach, so maybe they aren't beholden to Monterey County's orders. So this beach appears to be open, and obviously people should be observing social distancing rules. It doesn't say anything about face masks. But here it is, Marina State Beach. Parking lot's open. I'm curious if the bathrooms are open. Look at that. Yeah, the bathrooms are open. Holy smokes. Think about that. So Marina State Beach open. And I'm not seeing a lot of restrictions or anything. Look at there. There's the ocean. I still have to pinch myself every time I pass by. Can't believe I live here. There's perch, or pixie rather. Pixie is any gray seagull, perch is any white seagull. All right, a raft of wandering otters, round otters. Wishing you a good day and hope to see you in the next one. Say bye, Paul.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.